Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So usually on my channel you have seen that I am making videos about different topics. I sometimes invite guests, sometimes I make videos alone. But this time I invited somebody who's not from Germany but from Norway, and he will going to tell us about, like, today we are going to actually compare Germany and Norway. Like which one you should choose. Either you should go for study in Norway or study in Germany. So, but before we go to our discussion, I would say, Ubaid, can you first introduce yourself?
Hi guys, my name is Obed Malik and I live in Oslo, Norway, and I'm doing my master's here. So this is about me, but before we start the video, I want to tell that I also have a YouTube channel, so you can check me out on Obed Malik, and I make a lot of videos about life in Norway, how you can come to Norway to study, how you can get your permanent residence, your living expenses, so on and so forth. So do check out my YouTube as well. Uh,
Mhm.
I would I would request Gibran to link my channel in
I
the
will link
description
everything.
below. Uh,
I will link
so
that.
so go and check out my channel as well. Yes.
Yes. So, Obed, you have probably made a video about like free education in Norway. It is also free in Germany. But why did you go for Norway, not for Germany?
Okay, so this is, I think, an interesting question and also a little bit tricky. When I finished my bachelor's in Pakistan, I was looking to get free education. So I
Mm-hmm.
applied some schools in Norway. I also applied in Finland as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I also applied some schools in Germany too.
Okay.
But I remember, unfortunately, I did not get admission from Germany.
Okay.
Uh, and the reason was because I applied for something that was not relevant to what I studied in my bachelor's in Pakistan. So
Okay.
that was the thing that's the reason that I didn't get my admission offer from Germany too. But I'm really glad that I didn't get admission offer from Germany and I
Okay.
had no option, so I had to come to Norway. So I believe I had a very great experience once I arrived in Norway, and everything is so good so far.
Mhm.
So
So that's good. You're happy with your choice.
yeah, I
Good.
believe so.
Okay.
Yeah,
You should know that. Okay.
yeah.
But yeah. But then the thing is that as far as that your Germany was also on your list, that means things didn't turn out the way you wanted. So you ended up in Norway and you're happy with your choice.
Yes.
So in that case, I would say we can go to the next point, that what are the student expenses in Norway? How expensive is it to live in Norway? Because Scandinavian countries are very too expensive.
Yeah. So I have a lot of friends who live in Germany, and I've been to
Mm-hmm.
Germany a couple of times as well, and I've realized that there's a big difference
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to living expenses and when you compare Norway and Germany. I would say Germany is a lot cheaper than Norway or
Mm-hmm.
Scandinavia. Norway, if you come to Norway, you would have bigger living expenses compared to if you choose to go to Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And if I talk about the first or the major living expense is your rental expense. When, for
Mm-hmm.
example, when you arrive in Norway, you're a student, of course, you have to rent a place to live. And the
Mm-hmm.
minimum rent that you would pay is around 350 euros or
Mm-hmm.
350 US dollars, I would say. But I
Mm-hmm.
believe that it's quite cheaper in Germany. And also, when you talk about, because I have been to Germany a couple of times, when I went to do my groceries and other stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I realized that there's a huge difference, not like a small, but a huge difference. And I
Mm-hmm.
felt more freedom to buy stuff in the supermarkets and stuff like that. So living in Norway is expensive compared to living in Germany. And
Mm-hmm.
the rental expenses, I'm not sure if you have made a video, but
Mm-hmm.
I believe that rental expenses in Norway are also relatively higher.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you talk about the transport, there's a very good public transport in Norway. But
Mm-hmm.
then again, public transport in Norway is, I think, expensive
Really
compared to
expensive.
Germany.
Yes, really
Yeah,
expensive.
you have been to Norway, so you
Yes,
realize
I've
that
been to
it's
Norway.
expensive.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
the good news is, when, for example, when you study in Norway, and luckily, if you end up getting a job,
Mm-hmm.
Norway has higher salaries, and
Okay.
I believe that is like a trade-off. So you have higher salaries, but then you have higher living expenses in Norway compared to Germany. So Yeah, that's
So, what about then if you now you come to the point about jobs.
yeah.
So, what about the student jobs? Can a student find easily these odd jobs, or maybe a job in the university, like a student assistant
Yeah.
or research assistant, something like
Okay,
that?
it's a very good question, and a lot of students wonder about when they come to Norway if they can find a part-time job. So I have
Mm-hmm.
made a very detailed video about part-time jobs on my YouTube channel. You can go and check it out,
Mm-hmm.
but I will quickly go through part-time job situation.
Like just an overview.
Yeah. So I have worked myself as a research assistant
Mm-hmm.
with my professor. There
Mm-hmm.
is a possibility that you can find a job as a research assistant when you study or when you come
Mm-hmm.
to Norway. When you talk about odd jobs, most of the students do odd jobs, and I believe it's the same kind of jobs that students are doing in Germany. These jobs are
Yes.
working at restaurants, cleaning jobs. I have made a video on what kind of students jobs you can do in Norway. So these
Mm-hmm.
kind of odd jobs students do, and there are a lot of jobs in restaurants and stuff like that. But then again, it's you will find more jobs in bigger cities.
What is the like a minimum wage in
So the
Norway?
minimum wage rate is, I believe, around 170 Norwegian kroners. That is around 17 US dollars. So you will
Okay.
not be paid less than 17 US dollars. So then
Okay.
again, as I mentioned before, you have higher living expenses in Norway, but
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
again, you
Mm-hmm.
have a lot higher wage in Norway compared to Germany, because I believe in Germany is quite low. It's not 17 US
Our I
dollar.
think more I think I don't know about the 2020, but our minimum wage last year, which was 9.65 something
Okay. Here
euros.
it's
So
here it's $17.
nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, you spend more.
Yeah,
So
you spend more. And another thing with part-time jobs is that it will help you a lot in finding a better job. Let's say, for
Mhm.
example, working at a clothing store or something like that,
Mhm.
if you can learn the language.
Mhm.
So I would recommend the students, if they come to Norway, they should start learning Norwegian even from their home countries, or start to learn
Mhm.
Norwegian when as soon as you arrive here. You can find a lot of free courses, and you can go to the Norwegian courses for free. So
Mhm.
it's a pro tip. Learn Norwegian, and that would help you in finding part-time jobs. And also, when you graduate, it will also help you in getting a full-time job.
Good. So then I come to the third point, which is that you said like you can once you're graduated, you can find a full-time job. So what is like in Germany, once you complete your studies, you get 18-month job search visa. In those 18 months you can find a job. What about in Norway? Is it same?
Okay, no, here you would not get for 18 months. Here in Norway,
Mm-hmm.
when you complete your graduation, you get a job seeking visa for 1 year, that is 12 months. And in
Mm-hmm.
those 12 months, you have to find a job. And in case you don't find a job, you will be kicked out. So you cannot stay any longer if you don't end up finding a job in that 1 year. So you're given 1 year after you finish your graduation.
But in during this time, like, is it like do you need to show some expenses that you have
Yes,
enough?
yes. Once again, I have made videos about all these
I
topics,
will
and
put
you can
all your
find
videos
all
in the
those videos on
description.
my YouTube channel. But I can quickly tell you that you have to
Uh-huh.
show a minimum of that you have. Uh, I believe it was around 260,000 Norwegian kroners. That I think that's around 26 to $27,000, which means that you have to show that you have at least $2,000 per month to cover your living expenses when
Mm-hmm.
you apply for a job seeking visa. So
Okay.
keep that in mind. And for
Mm-hmm.
detailed information, go to my YouTube channel. I'm telling you, it's
Yes.
great.
Yes. So actually, in Germany, it's a bit same. But even if you have like a small mini job or small odd job, and you can show the contract of that job, it is also fine. You will still get that 18 months visa. But it also depends which city you're applying from.
Yeah, it's.
So
I want to. Sorry to cut you off. I want to tell
yes.
you guys here that if you have a job contract, let's say that's paying you 1,000 euros,
Mm-hmm.
but the requirement for your job seeking visa is that you need to have at least 2,000 euros every month in your bank account.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
if you have a contract, if you have a job that pays you 1,000, then you need to show a bank statement of only 1,000, and the
Mm-hmm.
other one
Mm-hmm.
is covered by your job contract. So this is how it works. Pretty
Good.
much the same.
And once you find a job, is it the opportunity that you can get a like a permanent
Oh
residency in
yes, oh
Norway?
yes. I believe I have so many friends in different countries. I don't know how difficult it is in other countries. I have talked with some friends in US, and it's so messed up to get a permanent residence or blue
Yes.
green card. But
Mm-hmm.
Norway is the easiest country. If you have a job in Norway, if you have a full-time professional job, you have to
Mm-hmm.
work 3 years, and after three
Mm-hmm.
years, you become a permanent residence. It's so simple.
But is it like is it once you have the master's degree or the any degree from
Any kind
Norway,
of
then?
degree, any kind of degree, anything you have studied. But if you have a
Mm-hmm.
professional job, let's say
Yes.
you work as an IT engineer or you work as an accountant or
Mm-hmm.
anything, if you work 3 years, you will become a permanent residence.
Okay. Germany is a bit different. Germany, they have this thing like if you know German till B1 level, you can get it in 2 years. And if you have no German level, like only A1, then you can get it in 3 years.
Okay,
So this is
so one thing here, when you apply for your permanent residence, you also need to pass language
Norwegian.
test, and that's called Bergen's test. Like, it doesn't matter. You have to work three
Okay.
years, and then you
Okay.
have to take the test. Even let's
Okay.
say if you take the test and like you said, if you have A1 in Germany, you have to work for 2 years, like that. But in Norway, you have to work 3 years. It doesn't matter if you
Okay.
speak like C1 level or Z level. It doesn't matter. You
Okay.
have to work three
Okay.
years.
Okay. Okay. So I think, yeah, I think one last question I have, is there any language barrier in Norway?
Yes, I would say it's a big language barrier in Norway. Despite the fact that Norwegians are the people like in the entire Europe that speak very good English, and I've been
Yes.
to a lot of countries in Europe, and I believe, of course, other than the UK,
Mm-hmm.
Norwegians, I would rank Norwegians as the second most fluent English speakers in
Sweden as well. Sweden.
Sweden as well. But I believe Swedish people, I've heard Swedish people, they have an accent, like
Yes.
the Swedish accent to their English language. But when you talk to Norwegian people, they speak like American people. So
Yeah.
Norwegian people speak very good English. However,
Mm-hmm.
the official working language in Norway is Norwegian. So in
Mm-hmm.
case you don't speak Norwegian, it will be really, really hard to get a job. On top
Mm-hmm.
of that, let's say if you're from some, like, if you have a background where you have studied social sciences or something not very skilled, then you would have a very difficult time in finding a job.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen some IT people, they end up getting jobs even with not so good Norwegian, but that's only the case with highly skilled jobs. But
Mm-hmm.
if you have a degree that is not very skilled, you would not end up getting a job. A lot of students have to go back when they complete their education.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, in Germany, I have never seen somebody who went back just because he didn't find a job. There are enough job opportunities. Okay, language barrier is also it's also exists here, but it depends. There are some fields where you can find a job also in English. So I think I have been through all the points. Do you want to add anything in the end? Like I know I will add all your videos in the description.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
anything else you
I
want to
I
add?
would say, guys, if you let's say if you get your admission offer from either from Germany or Norway, just come here because it's a great experience. First thing is the education is completely free. You don't have to pay a single penny for your studies. So I think it's a great news for all the students who want to go abroad and get their higher education. So just don't worry about your part-time jobs or what would happen in the future. Just come now, see what you can do now, and everything I think will streamline once you move along. And I think, yeah, because now I am here and I don't speak fluent Norwegian. I'm learning Norwegian, but I'm not like afraid that they will kick me out. So everything I think settled down with time. So take this chance. It's a great opportunity, and come to Norway, come to Germany. I would say both are great countries, but I would say Norway is more like a peaceful and calm country compared to Germany. Germany is very big. It has a huge population. Norway is like very, very quiet and peaceful, but I mean,
It
it
depends.
depends on your choices. At the end, I would say like Gibran would Gibran would link my videos in the description, but do check out my channel. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ubaid, for coming, and then see you next time in
Yeah.
some other video.
Also comment in the section that if you
Yes.
want me and Gibran to make more videos, we will certainly do that.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
So subscribe my channel, subscribe his channel,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
till then, ciao, ciao.
Take care.